All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays, coming to you from the nice and warm, not too hot, Dubai. We are in the Palm. I'm going to show you a little bit of the villa on the other side of us. And another speaker from the event that just concluded, Understanding Bitcoin. Let's welcome Giacomo Zucco.
Morning, everybody.
The family over there by the beach.
Yeah, we are doxing ourselves, but the palm is big. So.
Yeah. How you been, man? How'd you like this is your second time in Dubai?
Second time in Dubai, absolutely. It's a very interesting place. I think that I would probably not live here all the year around because it's very hot. But now it's warm. It's nice, and it's interesting. A lot of scams, a lot of crypto people. So it's hard to have a focused Bitcoin conference like we had, but. And also that is also causing some trouble as we discussed. Right?
And it was literally that meme, it's like two guys at two different booths, and one guy is like,
with a long queue,
like Bitcoin introduction, there's nobody there, and then it's like
and crypto get rich,
right? Come get scammed by a million tokens and
with a long queue.
Yeah, with like a giant queue. That was basically our life. For the last 2 days. I've been just so focused on the conference, lots of news, the price is like spiking, but sorry I couldn't be with you guys. Let's turn the trackpad on. Let me show you guys around. Giacomo, come walk, we can chat some more. And yeah, so this is our little villa. The camera is going to be following us around, so I should have probably set it higher a little bit.
You need a drone. You need a drone.
Yeah, which I believe are illegal in Dubai. But yeah, you got like a little pool. You guys will see that no matter where I go, there's always construction around me. So you are gonna hear construction in the background. It doesn't matter where I am, right? There's always like construction next door. Yeah, that's the villa. The camera will only go so far. I can't go all the way around 360. But let me.
And there is a sea there with the rest of the palm.
It's following me still, and I should probably raise it so you guys can look down. Let me see. Let me see what happens if I. There we go. Is it gonna lower? Is it gonna lower? Is it gonna lower?
And that's the private beach of
there we are. Yeah, and so these are the villas. These are the palm villas. And well, the camera is focused on me. Let me lock this in. Let me lock in the camera. So I show you that one. Then we'll do price. Started the stream a few minutes early just for this. All right, camera should be locked in. Yep. And there's Giacomo. All right, so there's like the palm, and then if you look there, like all these villas along the edge of the palm. So yeah, those are the pictures. When you skydive around here, you just like fall right over this area in the palm.
Artificial island, a good idea for a citadel.
All right, G. So what are you up to these days?
Mostly still.
Tell us. After the BNB network, I have no idea what you do, like at all.
Yeah, nobody does, including my clients. I would say that 90% of my job is still consulting with Swiss banks, custody stuff mostly. And then I still try to do education lessons and seminars. But as my lesson clients know, I'm so unorganized that's pretty hard to do. I would really need probably some kind of structure. But I think that stuff like that will keep coming. Like there is the university with Sailor now. There is the academy, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
There is a company in Italy which is B Academy, which is hiring me for some lessons. There are many institutions that are starting to organize a good Bitcoin education.
Had I known your main job was a consultant for banks on custody, we would have had you do a presentation on how to do safe custody of your coins.
Even if for individuals and banks is very different. For example, for individuals, I tend to really stress out privacy, which for institutions is, I don't want to say not important, because it still is, because there is like internal competition. You may have like industrial espionage. You still need privacy, and especially fungibility, but they are not as focused on that as individuals should be. They have no plausible deniability. They cannot really have boat accidents. It's difficult for a Swiss bank to have a boat accident. So it's different. Also, you have to organize this kind of rituals between several people in the same organization, which is way harder than just you have a hardware wallet, you just set up the seed, you copy it. Think to do that with a group of 7 people with different level of clearance. That's a completely different challenge. So I can do private hodling a little bit, but I think I'm more specialized with all that kind of stuff.
Man, but that's gotta be scary, like doing that kind of consulting, and now like you're almost responsible for the bank security of their coins.
But almost is a keyword here. Many of these clients, actually, I am losing a lot of jobs, and I'm decreasing my income in the last 3 years a lot, because they ask me to do, or either to do or to provide somebody else to do full custodianship or their own coin. So the bank doesn't want to be a bank. They just want to delegate some fintech startup without insurance, without anything, to just keep the Bitcoins for them, because the specific
Not a good idea.
No, not a good idea. Systemic risk.
Can you utilize something like on-chain capital or another, like a third key part signer?
No, I push for the bank to be a bank. So that's also it's very uphill battle. The manager, usually they want to get rid of the responsibility, so either give it to me or to a third party. Right now, if they really don't want to keep the responsibility, I don't take it, because I want to sleep at night. So I tell them to go with Crypto Storage AG or Metaco or even Sapo. I mean, they were big blockers, but now they just apologize. So Sapo is cool, and but this is not a good systemic habit. I think that it's like all the Swiss banks keeping physical gold in the same caveau.
What about Bitco?
Bitcoin is not that active in Switzerland, probably. Maybe it's more American stuff.
Switzerland. Okay.
So I know that some of my clients were talking with.
Because if you have US clients, you can just say, fine, call Fidelity, they'll custody for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I try to push them not to do that. It's really a systemic risk. It's really the worst kind of risk. The single manager, they don't perceive any risk, because even if the counterparty fails, they are not really going to lose their job for the amount that they have right now. But if all the banks together, they put the Bitcoin in the same kind of startup, you have a huge systemic risk.
All right. Man, I'm right in the sun, but it's about to go down. It's about to go behind I can see right here. It's great. So yeah, I know everyone is dying for me to look at charts and take a look at the price. And any final words on the Understanding Bitcoin conference? Everyone should come next time.
They will. So basically, the goal of this conference, as initially thought about by Tone and
were we
Adam,
in Chile or Argentina?
Chile. Was Santiago.
Okay.
On Santiago Ranch with you and Adam. And the idea is you take the investors that are really committed and exposed to Bitcoin, but they are not technical. You know, the McCormack style, I'm not technical. And then you take the developers, they are technical, but they are nerd. They give a lot of stuff for granted. They don't want to compromise. You put them together, and the tool builders, they learn how to try to make it easier, and they learn not to assume that everybody has infinite time, infinite focus, and infinite priority on that. And the investors, they learn that they have to get technical somehow. They cannot really ask to Bitcoin to be just like a fintech app on the phone. It's not about UX and just feed me everything. You really need to learn the trade-offs, the risk, and everything. So the investors, they try to become more nerdy, and the nerds try to become a little bit normie, and so it's a very good exchange.
All right. I think on that note, tell people where they can find more of you, and then I'll let you go play with the family.
So you can find some more of me on my website, giacomozucco.com, but it's not a good website. There's still a lot of stuff missing. I keep promising that someday I will update all the content, but you can find something.
So your consulting is just word of mouth and reputation.
It is, and it's also already not scalable. It's more than I can take, actually. So I don't need clients, but unless you can pay more than my current clients, so I can just replace. But I don't need to add, just replace in the worst case.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming out to Dubai.
I leave it here. Oh,
yeah, it's magnetic.
Yeah. And this T-shirt is an inside joke. People will understand.
All right, guys, let me turn off his microphone. All right, now it's just me. Let's turn the tracker on the camera. Nope, that's not the tracker. That's the tracker. Okay. All right, guys. there's a little pool right next to me in the back of the villa, and that's exactly what I'll be doing right after this stream. Let's go to the charts. Try to stay out of the sun. Whoa, that's a powerful magnet on this thing. A metal table. Hold on. Ah, jeez. I'll put it there. All right, here we go. The event went great. The videos of the event, in case you're asking, they might take a week or two. There is nothing time sensitive in those videos. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna edit those videos, and I'll probably and besides with the financial summit happening, I'm just a little too busy with that. So the videos will probably come out around that time, and we go from there. Ah, there they are. That is oil. This video got cut off yesterday just as I started talking about oil. So I guess we'll start there because this is what it'll show you that I have not looked at the charts at all since yesterday's video. Hi, Mir. Hi. And that's Giacomo's lovely wife, Mir. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with her work. And oil is still bullish. There's really nothing else to say. Oh, I forgot to show you guys one thing. Oh man, I gotta do a shout out to my man Amru, who got me one of these. We split 2 cases, so these are all Cohibas, but half of the ones in this case are a limited edition 2017 version, and you can see how many we went through last night hanging out here at the villa. So still got a box and a half of these bad boys while I'm here for another few weeks. I showed his book on a stream a few days ago. He has a book about cigars. Yeah, we'll go through these soon. All right, back to charts. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is shooting to the moon on the ETF news. The ETF news, of course, involves our own Leah Wald, who's the CEO of Valkyrie, who is responsible for getting the first SEC-approved ETF that is going to happen. I am going to make this video short. The construction in the background is actually really bothersome. I don't know how much of it you can hear, but I hear a lot of it. So let's just go through the charts. Tomorrow, I just have to switch out of this villa and back to a normal pleb hotel. Enough splurging. And I'll try to do a slightly longer video tomorrow. And then I have another conference, and then I'm finally free to get some work done. Weekly chart remains very bullish. We are coming up on resistance on the weekly chart at $64,750. I believe we have a shot at getting there, and I'll show you why on a lower level time frames. Other than that, the weekly chart is telling you to just stay long into the moon, but the daily charts will not necessarily show that. This is our consensio look. You can see how quickly we are rising. And of course, this historically is not very sustainable. For now, however, we are bullish and we remain 100% in a bullish allocation until we close a candle below the 3-period moving average on this 4-day chart. And we just got a new candle. So let's see where that goes. Daily chart. Daily chart is my most important chart right now. You can see how the volume spiked very nicely yesterday, along with the uprise in the price. That's important. We are on an extension C. An extension C can certainly drop the price. This green arrow, by the way, turned out to be very accurate. Right down here, it didn't look very accurate, but I did not touch this arrow. I felt that we can pull back a little bit more. We didn't, but we eventually did. But these arrows have been drawn for quite a while, and that has been my expectation. The 128 is very close to crossing above the 200, which will make the moving average picture incredibly bullish. Some people remain very skeptical of this rally, and I don't understand why. However, I still believe that there is going to be a pullback, and we are about to double top. On a weekly scale, this will probably not be a big deal. When we look back at this in 6 months, this would probably be not a big deal at all. But today, looking through the daily chart, I think it is going to be a little bit of a big deal. This ETF hype news will die down, and I believe Bitcoin is going to pull back. Can I interview Leah Wald about Valkyrie? Yes. I actually texted with her, and we're gonna try to get her and Steven on this show, but I'm so busy the first half of the week, so this could only take place in the second half of this week. I'm gonna go ahead and try and set that up, and we're gonna get a lot more details on what is actually going on. I still gotta read the press releases. I gotta read the SEC filing while managing a bunch of meetings that I am having here in Dubai. Time is just gonna fly. MRI top is coming, but it's gonna be a very tricky one. The reason why it's going to be a tricky one is because we need the MRI top candle that we are anticipating on the 19th of October. That candle needs to break yesterday's closing price. That's the only way we're gonna actually get an MRI top. We are very likely gonna get an MRI warning arrow, but the MRI top, we really pretty much need a new swing high. We do not yet have a new all-time high. So our swing high was 2,300 and our close was 61.7. I believe we went beyond that last time. This candle here is a little bit lower than that on both the close and the high, but these three candles are higher than that on the close and the high. So we are at a double top. We really are in that double top area. This was 63 and this was 61, right? So we're pretty much double top. And I do think this double top will matter for a pullback, but only for a pullback. I'm still sticking to my $100,000 target by end of year. I've had this target all year. I tweeted it around and I tweeted it out in May, but I made that bet for a steak dinner before that. Okay, and yeah, let's see. I want that dinner. Though if Bitcoin does go to 100K, I'll probably be able to afford the dinner. To take one. If Bitcoin doesn't go to 100K, but it's close, I'll be able to afford the dinner. Okay, short-term chart. Be careful right now as I speak. As I speak, we are on a 4-hour MRI top. Bad news, 1 to 4 candle correction. Good news is that we have been consolidating for 4 candles. So we are likely to just have more consolidation. I don't expect Bitcoin to go below 60,000. I expect Bitcoin to stay above 60,000 and then potentially make a new swing high or a new all-time high on, Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, probably by Wednesday. And after that, we're gonna have a more realistic pullback. I want to talk about GBTC, but I also want to go in the pool. So something's gonna have to give here. Oh, my charts aren't switching. That's too bad. Look, a lot of people are upset about the GBTC premium. I'm upset as well, okay? But we don't have another option. For those investing tax-free in retirement funds, GBTC is still the only option. If you think that ETF is coming next week, you're going to be very disappointed. Now, I got to read more about the ETF. I believe it's futures-based. We'll see how much volume that ETF gets. And everyone is asking what's going to happen to the premium when the ETF is tradable. Well, I believe that once the ETF is tradable, a bunch of people are going to sell GBTC and buy the ETF, which I believe is a mistake. Because if more people sell GBTC, the premium is going to go lower. If the premium goes lower, I'm going to go and buy GBTC because GBTC is fully backed by Bitcoin. And because of the ETF, no one will ever buy into the trust. So it is very likely no new BTC shares will ever be created. Only people looking to exit the trust through GBTC in order to buy into the ETF, but they would do this at a huge loss, 20% loss even. So there will definitely be arbitrage. There will be people shorting the ETF or buying puts on the ETF while buying up GBTC because there is a 20% arbitrage gap that traders will close. So I expect the GBTC premium to go back to zero. And the more idiots that sell GBTC at creation of the on the first day of ETF trading, the more premium will drop to -20, -30, and then I will be buying more GBTC, which is great because I'll just I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know how stupid people are, but ultimately the ETF will create arbitrage opportunities and push the ETF price towards a zero premium outcome. Bitcoin dominance is looking nicely, but there's still 54% of stupidity in the crypto space. Gold, just a basket case, not interesting, no comment. The S&P is rallying. I told you guys I needed 3 things to be bullish the S&P, maybe 4 things. I needed another green star candle based on MRI. I needed it to break both moving averages, and I needed to close above the prior swing close. I'd also like to see a new prior swing high. This is all happening right now. This was Friday, today is Saturday. If Monday, the price of the stock market is rising, I will be a bull of the S&P 500 once again. I thought it can hit the 200-day, but I did not expect it to go any lower than that. And I still expect the new highs this year, new all-time highs this year. And that's probably coming sooner than later. All right. That is it. I'm going to glance at your live chat real quick, and then I'm going to go and join Giacomo and his daughter Amanda in the pool. I don't know. I don't know what Joe Saz is up to in his trading. I haven't spoken to Trace Mayer since my unconfiscatable event in a year and a half ago. I'll be speaking virtually at Blockchain Live. That's happening in Moscow. Blake, thank you for your super chat. For those of us with large GBTC positions, how should we think about potential upcoming ETF? Yeah, I just answered that. I'll talk more about it in the coming days. Money flow, you see, remember guys, GBTC is fully backed by Bitcoin. So if the premium is less than zero, then you're getting value out of that because eventually it will. It's fully backed. Like GBTC might allow people to redeem the Bitcoin, right? And then you just redeem the Bitcoin, and then you burn GBTC shares by taking your Bitcoin back. And then you just close that gap. Maybe they'll allow it. Maybe they'll give people custody of their Bitcoin instead of creating new GBTC. I haven't really looked at Litecoin. I'm expecting Litecoin to die like I always expected it to die. Litecoin is going to go into a mining death spiral. If you don't know what a mining death spiral is, that is what happens to your cryptocurrency when it can't keep up with doubling in price every halving. Remember, if Bitcoin only doubles in price every 4 years, then the mining hash rate will just stay the same. So if Bitcoin can't rise, if Bitcoin can't go up 2 times the price in every in every 4-year period, then there'll be then miners will come off the network. But it's hard for miners to come off the Bitcoin network because there's nothing else for them to mine. Miners that are mining Litecoin have 1,000 other things they can mine for a profit and convert to Bitcoin. So if Litecoin doesn't have enough news articles and no one is pumping Litecoin and it's not keeping up with price increase to account for the halvings and the hash rate, then either Litecoin has to move to a proof of stake system or its mining will die. Now, Dogecoin is being merge mined with Litecoin, but Dogecoin has become way more important in society than Litecoin. So it's possible that 3 or 4 developers that control all development of both Litecoin and Doge, and I'm being very generous when I say 3 or 4, it's more like 1.5. If they choose to convert Litecoin mining into Dogecoin mining and set up Litecoin as a merged mine chain to Doge, it'll be easy. It'll probably take a weekend worth of work and a press release, and it's done. I mean, these are centralized systems. My Google Excel spreadsheet that my friends edit is more decentralized than Litecoin ever was. So I don't understand why anyone actually cares. To me, Bo Polney is a scammer and he's not a famous trader or investor. He sells you astronomy on the price of Bitcoin, astrology on the price of Bitcoin. Sorry, I've taken astronomy. I watched this presentation where he was predicting the future price of the stock market based on the size of the Pyramid of Giza. So that's basically what he does. He finds random things in the world, and he's got a bunch of numerologists that would take the square meter size of the Pyramid of Giza, play around with those numbers, divide by this number, divide by that number, divide by the height of Christ the Redeemer, and multiply it by, I don't know, or take the square root of that, and that is your upcoming S&P 500 top. That's basically what that was basically the presentation I've seen him do on stage. Talk about Ethereum. I want to hold on to my brain cells. I'm going to skip that one. Yeah, I can't wait to get those videos done. Okay, guys, that is it. I'm going to jump in the pool. I'm going to relax a bit. It's already 4 o'clock, and I got dinner at 5 with a few people. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. We're going to have one more look at the villa. I know my fly is open, but I want a bathing suit. So I can just take these off right on camera. Should just started stripping. Like, all right, guys, stream's over. I told you, it just goes like this. Oh, my camera's moving. You guys want to look around. Yeah, all good, man. There's Giacomo. Well, I'm joining him, but only after I take the mic down. I take the mic down. He's teaching Italian. How many languages is she gonna know? 6?
No, but why?
No, how many languages is she gonna know? Like 6?
I think less. I mean,
English, Italian. You guys have your own language in Switzerland, right?
no, but actually in Switzerland, they just have to learn one of the three. In normal Swiss school, they can learn another Swiss one.
So you're not gonna teach her Spanish and French and German?
Like probably Spanish, we will try to together.
All right, guys. This is our gorgeous villa. I think the couch is gonna be in the way, but that is the palm. I can maybe do this. You can kind of see it better. And it's time to end the stream. Bye, guys.